afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Wednesday. Brady Mallory is up at bat today.
Here I am.
Susan will be back next week, she thinks. Yeah,
okay.
Let's get out of the ballpark, shall we?
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you. Happy Wednesday.
Good to have you here. But let's get to the news. Topping our news today, the city of Reedsburg cannot catch a break after the loss of a middle school student last week. Now, a recent educator's death has brought additional grief.
House Democrats look to expel George Santos from Congress. Will have their attempt to get Republicans on the record about their colleague facing federal criminal charges. And
strippers are unionizing in Los Angeles. We'll tell you why they resorted to collective bargaining. Take a look outside.
Oh, isn't that nice?
The Wednesday farmers market on Martin Luther King. Kind of hazy out there from the smoke. We have storms tomorrow. Jacob's in the backyard. Keep the smoke keeping things a little cool out there.
Yeah, temperatures today are noticeably colder than yesterday, but still very comfortable. Right now, we are sitting in the 60s. But as you mentioned, we are dealing with some hazy weather. Here's a look at the sky cam. You can kind of see it, and you can also see it on the visible cloud track just barely, and really across a lot of the Midwest, down south into St. Louis. There is some smoke in the air. Not a ton, but just a little bit to make it noticeable. Now, 65 right now is the temperature in Madison. Parts of our area are close to 50, but much of our area in the lower 60s. It is a bit cooler further east towards the lake. But if we look at the temperature change from 24 hours ago, although it's still fairly comfortable right now, it's actually noticeably colder than yesterday, with our entire area over 10 degrees colder than this time yesterday. A lot of that has to do with the smoke, but we also are dealing with a little bit of a gusty wind. Not too bad, though. Throughout the evening, we are going to remain very clear. Temperatures aren't going to be too bad. We'll drop to around 53 degrees at 10 p.m. So if you do have any outdoor plans, definitely bring a light jacket. Now, during the overnight hours, low temperatures will drop to the mid-40s, so it will be a bit cool, but we're going to remain mostly clear. Now, we do have the chance for some storms tomorrow, and they could be severe. There's a marginal risk for places to the northwest of Dane County, and I'll talk more detail about these storms a little bit later in the show.
We'll check back with you. We've extensively covered a student's death in Reedsburg that's brought heartbreak to the surrounding community. And now the city has been struck with tragedy again with the recent educator's death.
The mayor of Reedsburg spoke with our Catherine Merck about how the area is trying to move forward at this difficult time. Catherine?
On Friday, Webb Middle Schooler Evelyn Gurney was killed in a crash while she was simply getting on the school bus. 2 days earlier, a beloved educator died after a long battle with Hodgkin's lymphoma. The city's mayor says both of these deaths has caused immense sadness for this community. He says he's seen an overwhelming amount of love surrounding the tight-knit area as their way to move forward together.
We're always here for each other. It doesn't matter what circumstance it is. Reedsburg comes together, and we always look out for each other. And when a time arises, and someone needs help, we're here to help each other out.
The mayor also told me he's thinking about the family of the driver involved in the Reedsburg crash, whose life is changed forever, whose name the sheriff's office hasn't released yet. I reached out to the sheriff today to try to get an update on the investigation into Evelyn Gurney's death. The sheriff told me there likely won't be an update from their department for a couple of weeks, depending on their progress. A GoFundMe for Evelyn Gurney's family has now raised nearly $90,000.
Thank you, Catherine. A spokesperson for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle says the royal couple was involved in a near catastrophic car chase in New York City last night at the hands of paparazzi. According to a spokesperson for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, the relentless pursuit lasting more than 2 hours resulted in multiple near collisions involving other drivers on the road, pedestrians, and 2 NYPD officers.
It sounds as if they got in a taxi and were possibly en route to stay with a friend of theirs they were staying with privately.
The gala was held at the Ziegfeld Ballroom, where Meghan was one of the night's honorees. It was her first public event since skipping her father-in-law, King Charles' coronation earlier this month. In a statement that seems to downplay the incident, the New York Police Department said photographers made the couple's transport challenging and added that there were no collisions, injuries, or arrests.
Well, all eyes are on the State Assembly this afternoon as we await the final details of a plan to fund local governments.
Live with more is political reporter Will Keneally. Will?
All right, Mark and Brady, we've been in an hours-long debate and negotiations here with Assembly Republicans, hoping to hammer out the final details of that local government funding plan. We actually thought just now that we'd be taking you live to a news conference here in the Assembly parlor, but Assembly Republicans have been continuing to talk, continuing to delay, so we should have more from them shortly. But Republicans have been meeting behind closed doors throughout most of the day to hammer out this plan after meeting briefly today to pass some resolutions in the State Assembly, which hopefully you should be seeing on your screen here. The hangups have been a little bit of the funding structure, just how much each city and county gets under this proposal. But Republicans have also included some provisions in the bill, like banning places like Dane County from putting advisory referenda on their ballot. And another proposal would make Milwaukee put more money towards policing. That's something that Democratic Governor Tony Evers says that he wouldn't sign the bill with some of those provisions in it. And so this is must-pass legislation for the State Assembly here. We've heard from mayors, local officials that this funding helps them keep the lights on and also help fund EMS in their communities. Now, for his part, the governor has sent out a statement earlier today saying that he's been optimistic by some of these negotiations, but we are yet to hear from him fully on the details of this proposal, as well as Republicans. They're scheduled for a news conference here in the next few minutes, so we'll have more coming up tonight at 5. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Well, thank you. We'll look for updates on later newscasts. The Baraboo Police Department is doing their part to prevent accidental gunshots by giving out free firearm safety kits in partnership with Project Child Safe. It's a program developed by the National Shooting Sports Foundation. It's distributed more than 40 million firearms safety kits across the country since 2003. Each kit contains a safety curriculum and a cable-style gun lock. The locks fit on most types of handguns, rifles, and shotguns. The goal is to prevent a child or any other unauthorized person from accessing a firearm in your home.
The Sauk County Sheriff's Department offers it along with the Baraboo Police Department. Local residents, anybody stopping by, out of the state, whoever, no questions asked, we'll hand one over.
By partnering with Project Child Safe, the Baraboo Police Department is participating in a national effort to promote firearm safety education to all gun owners. Project Child Safe distributes gun lock safety kits to all 50 states and the 5 U.S. territories.
This afternoon, the Wisconsin Department of Administration Secretary Kathy Blumenfeld visited the City of Madison Fleet Service to highlight ongoing efforts to reduce carbon emissions. Secretary Blumenfeld met with Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway, the fleet superintendent, and stakeholders to discuss ongoing clean energy efforts in Madison and around the state.
Italian authorities have said that 8 people have died in flooding in the northern part of that country. According to the members of the emergency meeting of the Council of Ministers who met today, 2 others died overnight after torrential rains caused flooding and mudslides. The president of the region said 13,000 people were evacuated from the area. Well, saying they are offended to walk the halls of Congress with George Santos, a group of Democratic lawmakers moved to force a vote to expel the indicted Republican.
Nicole D'Antonio has the story from Capitol Hill.
House Democrats challenged their Republican colleagues to take a stand on embattled Congressman George Santos.
We all know that Representative George Santos is a liar and a fraud and should be expelled from Congress.
Lawmakers moved to force a vote on whether to expel Santos after the New York Republican was charged with 13 criminal counts, including fraud and money laundering.
I am personally offended that I am walking the same halls and voting on the same legislation as a complete and utter fraud like George Santos.
The vote faces slim odds, requiring a 2/3 majority to pass. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says Santos is innocent until proven guilty.
So what I would like to do is move this to ethics. I think I would like the House to take up this work.
That reaction infuriated Democrats who say the Ethics Committee is already investigating.
So the ethics investigation is an out. It is an excuse.
In addition to the financial crimes, Santos has been accused of lying about everything from his religious background to his education to his work history. Responding to the move to expel him, the congressman told CBS News Democratic bias is at play.
Democrats are really good at trying to play judge and jury and trying to hold people guilty before they've even been given a free shot at a trial.
Santos has admitted to fabricating parts of his resume, but says the indictment is a witch hunt. He has already announced plans to run for re-election. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Washington.
A number of Republicans have called on Santos to step down, but looking to hold their slim majority in the House, that's as far as they've gone.
Now an update on migrant crossings along the southern border since the pandemic-era restrictions were lifted last week. Homeland Security officials are reporting a steady decrease in encounters at the southern border, though they are cautiously warning it's still too soon to draw any firm conclusions on the downward trend.
Including less than 4,000 encounters each of the last 2 days. This represents a decrease of 56%, or less than half of the average encountered in the 4 days leading up to the lifting of Title 42.
And while the numbers are dropping, many facilities housing migrants are over capacity. Thousands are being sent north, where cities like New York are struggling to find places for them. Mayor Eric Adams says more than 4,000 migrants arrived last week, and the city is now using public school gyms to house them.
The White House and congressional leaders have appointed senior leaders to head up debt ceiling negotiations on their behalf. President Biden is headed for Japan, even as time is running out to strike a deal over the debt ceiling. Republicans slammed the president, saying he waited too long to begin negotiating. The president appointed 3 aides to lead the negotiations, including Shalanda Young, the head of the budget office. The Biden administration says it's willing to compromise on changes to domestic energy projects and clawing back about $30 billion in unspent COVID relief money.
That is a non-starter for many of us on the Democratic caucus. We have to stick to our values.
Mr. President, stop hiding. Stop traveling somewhere else. America wants an American president focused on American problems, finding American solutions.
Congressional leaders say they also discussed raising the debt limit for several more years in order to avoid last-minute crises like this. House Republicans say they're open to that, but not without even more budget cuts. Meanwhile, House Democrats are filing a petition to force a vote on a clean debt ceiling with no strings attached. But the petition can't pass without some Republicans signing off.
An expansion at Hilldale Shopping Center is one step closer to becoming reality after city leaders approved a change to zoning in the area to clear the way for construction. According to plans submitted to the city, the development plan includes the addition of 3 new buildings to Hilldale, a single-story retail store, a 3-story retail and office mixed-use building, and residential mixed-use building with 100 residential units totaling more than 87,000 square feet. The plans also call for a large green space in the Central Plaza.
President Biden paid tribute to 9 public safety officers for acts of heroism in 2021 and 22 during a special ceremony at the White House this morning. Lieutenant Justin Hespeller of the New York City Fire Department was one of 3 firefighters, 5 police officers, and a sheriff's deputy awarded the Medal of Valor at the White House. Hespeller rushed into a burning house to rescue a newborn baby. President Biden called them all American heroes for acts of bravery above and beyond the call of duty.
You run into danger when everyone else runs away from danger. You possess a selflessness that's literally impossible to explain.
Family members accepted the medals for 2 fallen New York Police Department detectives, Wilbert Mora and Jason Rivera, who were killed protecting a mother and son from an armed man in their home. Well, still to come at 4, a little lighter, strippers unite.
Well, there hasn't been a unionized strip club in the U.S. for a decade, and the ladies say it's about time. Stay tuned. Live at 4 continues.
You got me.
Tag. You're it. Imagine a world with no drama. With 4imprint, you don't have to chase down the perfect promotional products. Exclusive apparel, bags, drinkware, and more. 4imprint will help you capture the moment and guarantee to deliver your order on time and on budget. Take the drama out of ordering promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Known as a passionate artist. Known for loving the outdoors. Known for getting everyone together. No one wants to be known for cancer, but a treatment can be. Keytruda is known to treat cancer, FDA approved for 16 types of cancer, including certain early-stage cancers. One of those cancers is triple-negative breast cancer. Keytruda may be used with chemotherapy medicines as treatment before surgery and then continued alone after surgery when you have early-stage breast cancer and are at high risk of it coming back.
Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body during or after treatment. This may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching or flushing. There may be other side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems. If you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant, receive chest radiation, or have a nervous system problem.
Keytruda is an immunotherapy and is also being studied in hundreds of clinical trials exploring ways to treat even more types of cancer. It's true, Keytruda from Merck. See all the types of cancer Keytruda is known for at Keytruda.com and ask your doctor if Keytruda could be right for you.
Postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer are living longer with Kisqali. So long live family time, long live dreams, and long live you. Kisqali is a pill proven to help women live longer when taken with an aromatase inhibitor. And Kisqali helps preserve quality of life, so you're not just living, you're living well. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Long live hugs and kisses. Ask about Kisqali and long live life.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Welcome back. The first strippers union in a decade expected to be formed this week in California.
A group of strippers was dismissed from the Star Garden Topless Dive Bar in North Hollywood last year. They were let go after picketing for months for safe working conditions. The club is now planning to recognize and negotiate with a union of those same exotic dancers. The strippers are expected to overwhelmingly win the union election later this week.
We are walking back in as unionized strippers, the only unionized strippers in America right now.
This accomplishment is absolutely the best thing that I've ever achieved in my life. It's huge, it's monumental and historic. It is so exciting. It's crazy that there hasn't been a union strip club in 25 years. It feels like an industry that really needs it.
It'll be the first known union of adult dancers in the U.S. since the nation's only unionized strip club, the Lusty Lady, closed in San Francisco in 2013. Well, the dancers will be represented by the Actors Equity Association. The group said the two sides agreed to meet for negotiations within 30 days to establish a first contract. The club will also bring back dancers who were dismissed last year.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Wisconsin collected more drugs than any other state during the most recent National Drug Take-Back Day this spring. This is the third event in a row in which the Badger State set the pace in collections. The Wisconsin Department of Justice says a total of 55,472 pounds of unwanted medications were collected in the state during the event that was held on April 22nd. Since the DEA began organizing drug take-back days in 2010, Wisconsin has come in third with the most drugs collected, following California and Texas.
If you're suffering from depression, you're not alone. A new report from Gallup finds depression is more widespread than ever in the U.S. More than 1 in 6 adults say they're depressed or receiving treatment for depression. That's a 7% jump from 2015 when Gallup started polling the topic. As far as age groups go, younger adults reported the highest rates of depression. Nearly a quarter say they are currently depressed. Experts aren't surprised Americans are struggling. after the COVID-19 pandemic.
A growing number of Americans are switching religions. That's according to a new poll by the Public Religion Research Institute. In 2022, about 1 in 4 Americans said they've changed religious traditions or denominations over their lifetime. That's a jump from 16% in 2021. The reasons for switching varied. 56% said they stopped believing in their religion's teachings. 30% said it was because their prior religion was anti-LGBTQ, and 29% said their family was never that religious growing up.
Home building in the U.S. rose 2% last month. It's been a bit of a roller coaster recently for housing starts, which are a measure of new home construction. According to data out today by the Census Bureau, housing starts surged in February, following 5 consecutive months of falling. Then they fell again in March before turning back around in April. The April turnaround saw units rise to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 1.4 million. So that's up from the revised March estimate of 1.37 million.
Stocks surged amid new hopes on the debt ceiling deal we told you about earlier. The Dow Industrial shot up 408 points, closing at 33,420. The Nasdaq up 157 points. The S&P 500 gained 48. Well, a new study gives new hope to women who've suffered the heartbreak of a miscarriage.
Researchers say a blood test could reveal what went wrong. CBS's Tina Kraus reports from London.
6-month-old Arthur is a miracle to his mom, Rika Himmenson, who suffered 3 miscarriages before he was born.
When you see those 2 little lines on that little test, then you start dreaming. You start planning your family. You start imagining, how is this baby?
Researchers in Denmark say an early blood test may unravel the secrets of pregnancy loss. They found taking a blood sample from the mother as early as the 5th week of pregnancy can determine whether the fetus had a chromosome abnormality.
We can actually use the same test that is used in ongoing pregnancies, but not used until week 10.
Danish gynecologist Henriette Savard Nielsen and her team have been doing blood tests on women who visited the emergency room for a miscarriage.
Then now we can start to ask the question, is it this, is it this, is it this?
The ongoing study called Copenhagen Pregnancy Loss has tested more than 1,700 women and aims to reveal the underlying cause and offer possible preventative treatments for the future.
That project gives me hope that fewer women have to go through what we went through.
Researchers believe their findings may ultimately help prevent 5% of the 30 million miscarriages women worldwide go through every year. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Well, Netflix is featuring an updated version of Unsolved Mysteries.
Remember that? Mm-hmm. Well, and guess what? It solved a 6-year-old mystery. We'll show you what unfolded coming up after Jacob's first warn forecast.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again.
Menards is your one-stop shop for all your pet and wildlife supply needs. Plus, it's all 11% off. Give your feathered friends a treat with Enchanted Garden Premium Bird Food. Choose from peanuts or wild finch mix for just $19.99 each after rebate. Easily train your dog with PetSafe. This wireless pet containment system covers a circular area of up to half an acre. It's portable and simple to set up. Just $269.95 plus 11% off after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
We're kicking off Bob's Summer of Savings in all my stores coast to coast this Memorial Day weekend. Celebrating over 30 years of furniture fun in my now 165 stores across the United States. So come join the party, because I've got new collections you won't want to miss and treats for the whole fam. Plus, get Bob's discount on my highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more, with financing options to fit your budget. Get your home summer ready during Bob's Summer of Savings this Memorial Day weekend. I've saved you a seat at the party, and a sofa, and a bed, and a
This is how legends are.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get $5,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer are living longer with Kisqali. So long live family time. Long live dreams. And long live you. Kisqali is a pill proven to help women live longer when taken with an aromatase inhibitor. And Kisqali helps preserve quality of life, so you're not just living, you're living well. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Long live hugs and kisses. Ask about Kisqali, and long live life.
Take a look at this. There's a lot of shaking going on at UC San Diego, where engineers have built the world's tallest full-scale earthquake simulator. The 10-story freestanding structure is the largest ever to be built on a shake table, which is a device that simulates the ground motions of earthquakes. It allows researchers to shake, rattle, and roll the 116-foot timber building, which impressively withstood simulated quakes of up to 6.6 and 7.7 magnitudes without cracking up. The project's lead investigator says the structure performed just as expected.
Doesn't that just look like a big game of Jenga? Right. You know?
Well, I was thinking, good thing that there's like no other buildings nearby, because even though it's made for that, I would still be nervous if I lived right next to it.
One thing we don't have to worry too much about in Wisconsin is earthquakes. We've had a couple. We've had a couple little ones, but nothing like that.
Well, and from that to this, it's a rite of passage at the U.S. Naval Academy in Maryland. The freshmen, known as plebes, gathered around a 21-foot-tall monument covered in lard in Annapolis. I don't think that's shaking, though. This year's climb was done in about 2 minutes and 33 seconds.
Wow.
Speedy.
That's impressive.
The Herndon climb is a Naval Academy tradition that dates back to 1950. The fastest recorded Herndon climb, well, that was 1 minute and 30 seconds in 1972 when no grease was used.
Well, that's not fair.
Okay. The longest recorded time was in 4 hours and 5 minutes in 1998 when the Dixie Cup was glued and taped.
And that's not fair either.
No.
It's quite a tradition.
Do they make pie crust with all that leftover Crisco?
I don't know. That can't be good for the groundwater. I don't know. I don't know. What do I know?
That's quite a tradition, I have to say.
It really is.
Yeah.
And we have a cool day today.
Yeah, but it is going to get warmer tomorrow. There's a chance of some storms, but as a whole, we're looking very good in the forecast, especially for the weekend. All the details are right after the break.
Oh no, I think I lost my debit card.
Okay, don't panic.
Don't panic, we're in a mall. Some stranger's probably tapping new shoes, tapping a washer-dryer combo, just tapping everything in sight.
It's okay, just tap your phone. With BMO, you can use your phone to freeze and unfreeze a lost card.
I can?
And you can always get a new card instantly at a BMO branch.
I got my tap back.
You ever seen someone this excited about a debit card before?
Oh yeah. Not this excited.
When a bank gives you instant peace of mind, that's the BMO effect.
What's at the top of your home improvement list? Did you say better insulation? Because better insulation makes everything you do in your home better. Even just walking in the front door on a hot day. So get ready for summer now with USA Premium Foam. It keeps the hot air out, the cool air in, and your electric bills lower.
And right now, during Home Improvement Month, our labor is free. You pay for the foam, and we'll put it in for free. But that ends May 31st.
USA Insulation.
The Chevy RS family of SUVs has it all. Whether you want the 10.2-inch diagonal color touchscreen on Blazer or extra peace of mind with Chevy Safety Assist standard on the 2023 Chevy family of SUVs. So take your pick. The choice is yours. Spring into adventure and get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Equinox models. Or get $1,500 cash allowance. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
At Lawton Cates, your life counts is more than just a slogan. It means we're committed to seeking justice for those injured by someone else's negligence. It means standing up to the insurance company, helping you with your medical bills, and getting you fully compensated for lost time at work. Have questions? When you contact Lawton Cates, there's no charge for our initial consultation, and there's never a fee until we deliver the results you deserve. At Lawton Cates, your life counts. Call today.
Here's your parachute.
Packed it myself. Certain it's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters. Like the certainty of congratulating coworkers or saying thank you for being a customer with promotional products from 4imprint. Our expert team is dedicated to making your satisfaction a certainty.
Packed it myself.
Land the perfect products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, here are the 3 things you need to know. Unfortunately, we are going to continue to see the hazy weather for tomorrow, but then overnight we are going to see some showers. The showers could continue into Friday as well, but after the showers clear up, we're looking very nice, especially for the weekend, and it's actually going to get pretty warm throughout parts of next week. Overnight, we'll see low temperatures dropping into the mid-40s, so a bit colder than average. We'll see mostly clear skies, calm winds, which is the recipe for some chilly nights. Tomorrow, though, it's going to be similar to yesterday with, for the most part, sunny skies, especially for Madison and places to the east. Out west, there is the chance for some storms, and that will continue for the rest of our area during the overnight hours. Now, right now, we are looking at very clear skies, and a lot of the Midwest and Great Lakes region is also clear with some showers in the southeastern portion of the United States and some scattered showers out west. Now, the rain will slowly move into our area, but not until we get to tomorrow afternoon and evening. It'll start to move in for the northwestern counties around 5 to 6 p.m. And then by the time we get to right around sunset and the hours after sunset, the storms will continue to move closer to Madison, and some of them could be severe, especially to the northwest of Dane County. But as we get into the overnight hours, the severe weather risk will slowly diminish. But we are still going to see some rainfall, especially during those overnight hours. But then by the time we get to sunrise, most of the rain will have cleared off with some lingering showers still possible across our area. And then clear skies are expected by the time we get to Friday afternoon. Although by Friday, we also are going to be chilly similar to today. But Friday, the reason for the chilly weather is those winds are going to be out of the northwest and bringing in some of the cold air. This is a look at the severe weather outlook. Marginal risk for a lot of Wisconsin, but it is to the northwest of Dane County. We could still see a severe thunderstorm possibly in Madison, but the severe weather risk will mostly be around sunset. By the time we get to around midnight, most of the storms won't be severe, but we could still see some rain during the overnight hours. This is a look at future track precipitation. Around 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch of rain is possible in Madison, with the heaviest being off to the north and west. Maybe a full inch of rain is possible in some isolated areas that see some severe weather, but overall, this isn't going to be an extreme rain event. Temperatures are going to dip for Friday, but then the weekend is looking just about perfect with highs around 70, mostly sunny skies, and the sunshine will continue throughout much of next week with some storms towards the end of the week. But take a look at those temperatures. We could see several days in a row in the lower 80s. And as far as the thunderstorms go, you know, it's still a little unclear as to if they'll be severe or not, but some thunderstorms are possible nonetheless. Now, I want to mention that we are still doing the umbrella contest, and if you haven't heard about it, here's how it works. All you have to do is submit your personal weather pictures to the email address on screen. That's firstwarn@WISC-TV.com or through the weather app. These can be pictures of any kind of weather, such as rain, hail, snow, although we're not going to be getting any more snowfall. And then the weather team here will select a photo, and whoever's photo was selected will win a First Warn weather umbrella. Now, we are still doing this until May 26th, so there are still several chances to win, and we will announce a new winner every weekday at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. May need those umbrellas tomorrow, but It looks like the heaviest rain for us here in Madison will be during the overnight hours into Friday morning. The temperatures, they're not going to drop too much. It is going to clear up the haze a little bit. Friday, the big reason for those temperatures being colder is the winds will be out of the northwest. But the weekend forecast is looking just about perfect. At least that's my version of perfect, right around 70 degrees.
That is good.
Love it.
All right. Thank you, Jacob. A child who was abducted from Illinois nearly 6 years ago was spotted over the weekend in North Carolina.
Well, she's now back with her father, thanks in part to the Netflix show Unsolved Mysteries.
Andrew James reports.
Without that piece, we wouldn't be standing here talking today.
Almost 6 years later, and Kayla Unbehan is now back home with her father. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, this case dates back to July 5th, 2017, when Kayla was abducted by her non-custodial mother, Heather Unbehan, from South Elgin, Illinois.
What's most unusual is the ability to stay off the grid, if you will, for that period of time. Typically, we leave a technological breadcrumb, and those are usually very easy and quick to be tracked down. This was not.
The Asheville Police Department tells me someone with a, quote, personal connection to the missing child who had also seen the Netflix show spotted Unbehan Saturday and alerted the store manager who called police. Do you all believe that the suspect has been in our area or moving throughout the country since 2017?
I don't know that we have any information to lead us to believe that that person has been here since 2017. I don't know what period of time they have been in Asheville, but I do not believe that they've been here the entire time.
Westgate shoppers we talked to Tuesday were shocked to hear the news. Some had even watched the show on Netflix.
I always think about that, how hard it would be to remember the situation when you're out in public. I don't know if that would ever happen to me, so I'm impressed that they put it together and called and it all worked out.
If you see anything suspicious, don't second guess yourself, Always call authorities. Always do the right thing in your gut.
It's amazing. Yeah, amazing show.
Did you ever watch it?
I watched the original.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the remake or the reboot yet.
I've tried watching it, but it's not the same without Robert Stack.
You gotta have
that narration.
Robert Stack, yes.
Yeah.
All right, coming in next at 4, NCIS Los Angeles is coming to an end. We've got a preview of the final episode airing this Sunday.
And then at 5, Tahlil Mohideen shows us how direct primary care works, avoiding the insurance middleman.
This is it. Our biggest mattress sale of the year is heating up at Ashley. Come see the newest iComfort Eco and save up to $800. And 6-year special financing with no money down. Plus, guaranteed best offers on Beautyrest, Tempur-Pedic, and Purple mattresses. Only at Ashley.
Heart is the beat of life. If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor if Entresto is right for you.
Recent hailstorms in your neighborhood may have caused damage to your roof. Don't let fly-by-night, out-of-the-state, inexperienced roofers rip you off. Who should you trust to fix your roof and do it right? Fry Construction. For more than 20 years, Fry Construction and Home Improvement has continued to earn the trust of area homeowners. And when the roof over your family is damaged, we jump into action. After all, we're your neighbor too. Call Fry Construction and Home Improvement now to get your free hail inspection.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
The savings do not get better than this. Ashley's Memorial Day sale starts now. Holiday doorbusters like this 3-piece sectional start at just $25 a month. With 6-year special financing store-wide. Only at Ashley.
New at 5, Reedsburg comes together to mourn the passing of a teacher just days after losing a student. We speak to the city's mayor about the community's resilience and unity.
Mild weather returns, but we could start to see some showers and thunderstorms heading into our Thursday night and for our early Friday morning. We'll be breaking this all down coming up tonight at 5.
And ahead at 6, how you can afford primary care without insurance. We'll show you some alternative care that clinics are providing around the area. That's tonight at 6.
Giving the weather satellite a spin, we end up in Washington, D.C. Nice sunny day there, 72 degrees.
Kind of looks like John Nolan Drive.
It could be. See the Capitol?
There we go, yeah. DC, Madison.
Oh, it's not DC. After 321 episodes and 14 seasons, this Sunday, the CBS original series NCIS Los Angeles will conclude with the finale celebrating new beginnings.
Stars of the long-running drama reflect on the show's legacy in this behind-the-scenes look. Check it out.
I remember the first day of filming, we were in Venice. It was Todd and I, and kind of realizing, yeah, okay, this may actually work here. This feels like there's some chemistry. A new office, huh? Yep.
Now you're on a list of the longest running shows in the history of American television.
And to be successful at a high level for 14 years, I mean, come on, that's beautiful.
It's good enough for me. Give the green light to both teams to go.
Season 14 is the culmination of some really thoughtful character arcs and dynamics that pay off in a really fulfilling way.
Baby, talk to me. You're scaring me. Who's on the phone?
I think at the core of our show is family and people that love each other and have each other's backs.
These characters have been doing this for so long, and so much of their life is taken up by saving other people. So I think it's deserving that you finally get to focus on them.
I would not be here today if it wasn't for you.
No, you would not. I had fun, man. You know what I'm saying? I had fun.
Everybody came to work. Given that, you then have the luxury to have fun. And this show had fun for 14 years. Specific number.
I'm a specific man.
Just when you spend that much time with somebody and that many shared experiences, it's a bond that grows very strong.
God, I love you.
What's not to love?
I thank you for riding with NCIS Los Angeles all these years.
It's a surreal day. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude.
Thank you for letting us entertain you for 14 years.
We'll be seeing you again at some point, I'm sure. So thanks for tuning in.
You done stalling?
Yeah, I think I am.
Okay, good. Then let's get it on.
And don't miss this season. It's a series finale. The whole thing. NCIS Los Angeles this Sunday at 8 o'clock. After the finale, CBS presents a salute to NCIS Los Angeles. That begins at 9.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it is. I haven't seen it, and I'm not going to catch up.
You could.
No.
You're really focused on it.
Moving along, Madison State Street has changed a lot in 50 years.
And we get a first-person perspective from a State Street store owner who's written a book about life on State. That's when Live at 4 continues.
Welcome into Buzzed Into Madison. We're back with our great friend Jim Flaherty with AARP Wisconsin. Your volunteers, they have been out in full force lately, completely having your back, sporting those red shirts, really saying, hey, you know what? The issues that matter to Wisconsinites and us getting older, please listen to us.
And include them in the Wisconsin state budget, which they're in the process of creating right now. There are huge issues that nobody else is lobbying for except for AARP Wisconsin. We want to make sure we get the legislators here and say, you have to include these things because they're vital to Wisconsinites' futures.
And it's important that they are there because there is power in numbers, isn't there?
Absolutely there is. There's issues like caregiving, which is a family caregiver is somebody who takes care of loved ones. They do things like shopping, transportation, meal preparation, all kinds of duties. We think those people should be recognized with a $500 tax credit on their income taxes so they can write off some of the expenses they incur while providing this care. That's a huge issue for folks.
Absolutely, and so many doing it and they might not even realize they're really going above and beyond their call of duty.
That's right.
Internet. That's such a big topic right now. It's no longer a luxury. It's truly needed.
It is, absolutely. And we've got to wake up the legislature's attention to know that we have got to have this throughout Wisconsin. There's 400,000 Wisconsinites who don't have access to high-speed internet. You need this at all walks of life, from kindergarten all the way through when you pass away. You have got to have strong internet. So we're pushing for, put some money in the budget to make sure all Wisconsinites have affordable, accessible internet service.
Where can people go for more information, and how do they support these issues?
Support the issues right now by contacting your legislator. Call them, email them, knock on their front door. Tell them these are critical issues that everybody needs to be aware of. Go to arp.org/WI for more info.
Thanks, Jim. I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
It's Steinhaffel's Memorial Day sale. Right now, save up to $900 on Beautyrest adjustable base sets. Beautyrest Queen mattresses start at only $449. And when you upgrade to a Beautyrest Black, you'll get $300 in Steinhaffel's cash and a $100 MasterCard rewards card. Beautyrest Black Queen mattresses start at just $44 per month when you use Steinhaffel's special 72-month financing. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Did you leave the lights on?
No.
What the?
I'll go check it out.
I'm not a raccoon whisperer, but I can help you upgrade all this.
With free installation on Felco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home.
This offer ends soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Felco.
It's time for First Warn traffic. There is a bit of a slowdown eastbound on the Beltline, but there aren't any official incidents, so a lot of it is likely just rush hour traffic. The rest of our area looking very good, especially the interstate. Looking down south to Janesville, also very clear, 70 miles per hour or above in both directions. That's also the case up north to Wisconsin Dells. But as I mentioned, we do have a bit of a slowdown on the Beltline, only 20 minutes, so it's only in the yellow, not a huge deal. No issues on westbound and Sun Prairie, southbound to downtown, also in the green. So outside that one portion on the eastbound Beltline, it is looking very green across Madison. And that's your First Warn traffic. Back to you guys.
Jacob, thank you. A man in North Carolina is turning soapy water into awe-inspiring experiences. Steve Langley calls himself a bubbleologist. He's the ringmaster of a soap bubble circus, starring himself, where he makes bubble masterpieces for his audiences. It involves science, chemistry, and a steady hand. In addition to his soap bubble circus, Langley is also training apprentice performers to help keep up with the demand for bubble performances, of which I didn't know there was one.
You do now. That's much different than being outside with, you know, my little 99-cent bubble maker.
Well, if you're a longtime Madison resident, you have seen State Street evolve over the years and all the stories that can be told.
Longtime State Street retailer Janice Duran, founder of the Puzzle Box and Little Luxuries, has seen those changes, and she writes about them in her new book, The Magic Hour, a very personal history of State Street.
Janice joins us now, along with Doug Moe, who chronicled Janice's story for Madison Magazine. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
I have to ask, what's the Magic Hour?
Ooh, the Magic Hour is what I refer to about the first 5 or 6 years of the store. So it was from 79 to almost to 85, yes. And it was just everything. Everything went well. I mean, it was fun. It was successful. People loved it. I loved it.
There was nothing else like it.
There was nothing else like it. It was new in our city, and that helped a lot. But also, well, I kind of hit on the concept of an all ages toy store, which was a new idea, simply because I told Shelley Rosenbaum, who owned a store up the street, Exquisite Indian Crafts, that I was going to open a toy store. And he said, Janice, a toy store? There are no children in State Street.
And you had to rework the whole thing.
And that's one of the themes in my book, is sometimes when you run into a roadblock, you are forced into a creative solution. So what I did was I went to a really good trade show in New York. It was for crafts. And I almost didn't get there. I had an hour to do it. But anyway, I bought adult toys, really nice kaleidoscopes, for instance, really nice wood game sets. So that was a big hit.
Yeah, that brought the people in.
For all people, right?
So Doug, you wrote about Janice's story for Madison Magazine. What got you interested in this?
Well, I'm a State Street buff from way back, Mark, like you are.
Well, you're a native Madisonian.
I am. Somebody called it the beating heart of the city, and I think that's a pretty apt description. You know, you think of Madison, you think of State Street, maybe the Union Terrace, but State Street's it. In reading Janice's book, there is a lot of great business stories, a lot of great advice, but she also is very honest and frank about her personal life, the ups and downs. It's really quite a memoir. It's a really good book.
Was it cathartic to write it?
Well, yes, that's why I wrote it originally, which was probably about 4 years ago. And it was, at that time, it was simply my personal memoir, but the business is so intertwined with my life because it went up, went down, went back up, evened out. And so it was all, it ended up being a synthesis of me, the State Street itself, which, as far as I'm concerned, shares billing with the main character, and what was going on in not only the city, but the country and the world, actually, because this was a period of incredible change. And I had no idea that none of us really understood what was going on until it was all over.
Yeah, it becomes almost like a family member to you, doesn't it?
Oh, I love State Street. I still do.
Yeah.
Doug, how have you seen State Street change over your time?
Well, I think, unfortunately, you see big chains come in.
Not locally owned.
Right. The glory of Janice's time there, to me, was the mix of businesses, the mix of clientele. But change is inevitable, right? I think, Janice, you write about this in the book, if they can get rents reasonable, small business still has a chance there, right?
And there is another solution. The solution is to keep the spaces small. Okay, the soap opera, Chuck Bauer told me the reason they decided to sell soap is because it's small. It's small. They had a little sliver of a store.
And successful for decades.
Yes.
And it's successful for decades, so it allows for startups.
But we just scratched the surface. I wish we could talk a lot more about this, but you have a book signing coming up.
Yeah, June 8th at Mystery to Me on Monroe Street.
And the local bookstores are carrying it, particularly Mystery to Me, and I have to remember there's a new bookstore called Lake City Books downtown that has it in stock. I think Rudolph's on Regent Street as well, and I'm trying to get one. I think Spring Green Bookstore, which is one of the best bookstores.
The movie version will be coming.
And who's going to play you in the movie? That's the question.
But you can also order from the great publisher, which is in Mineral Point, and you know, and so that's really important.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks for sharing your story.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Doug, thanks for bringing it to our attention.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Well, the final check of your forecast coming up.
Join the circle of life at the Lion King.
Now on stage at Overture Center through May 28th only. Get your tickets today at overture.org.
Celebrate Memorial Day at Brothers Maine, where unbeatable appliance deals come with expert advice. Enjoy special prices and free delivery on top brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid. Visit us today and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
Time to claim independence from winter and get outside for the first festival of the season. Sitten de Mai in Stoughton. Arts and crafts fans, come see quilts, hardanger, bunad's, rosemalling, and vendors. It's the first festival of the season. Sitten de Mai in Stoughton.
Your heart is the beat of life. If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor if Entresto is right for you.
Ahead at 5, within a short span, Reedsburg has experienced much loss, mourning a student and now a teacher. The city's mayor shares how these passings have impacted the community. That's coming up in just a few moments.
I want what is shown to the public to be what's actually happening.
A former employee of Madison's Henry Vilas Zoo makes some eye-opening claims about the zoo's animal care practices. News 3 Now investigates, Thursday at 6.
Temperatures tomorrow will be back in the 70s. We also are going to see some breezy weather with partly sunny skies during the day, but possible storms overnight that could linger into Friday morning. Friday will be back in the 60s, but then 70s to start next week and 80s to end the week. We also do have a small chance of storms by the end of the week next Friday and Saturday.
All right, thank you, Jacob. On the next Live at 4, we'll discover the benefits of putting a rain garden in your yard.
And we head back to 1985 and visit a most unusual dairy farm in Grant County. It's our Traveler Throwback Thursday. That's tomorrow at 4.
With an exciting new Toyota, you can go out and enjoy all your favorite summer activities. Sorry.
Get 3.99% APR for 48 months on many of Toyota's most popular models.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Did you know that Wisconsin Vision offers telehealth eye exams? I just scheduled my telehealth eye exam easily on their website. Once in store, a tech helps get me started and then pre-checks my eyes. See my eye on the screen? Then I have my telehealth eye exam virtually with a licensed optometrist on the TV.
Everything looks great, Kate. You're going to love your new prescription.
Ask us about our $59 eye exam. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
The new T-Box Event and Dining Room with private bar is there waiting for you at Vitense Golfland. 2 large HD TVs are available for viewing, meetings, and casual gatherings. Private bar is available for any type of event. No meeting can compare with adding activities at Vitense Golfland. Enjoy indoor-outdoor miniature golf, golf suites, and golf and multi-sport simulators. Add chocolate shop ice cream. As our sign says, ice cream solves everything. Infuse life and fun into your meetings and events at Vitense Golfland.
Ivisia Dry Eye Drops. Made with hydrating polymers, moisturizing hyaluronic acid, and revitalizing trehalose for instant dryness relief that lasts up to 8 hours. Ivisia, we see a better way.
Salonpas Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salonpas, it's good medicine.
With an exciting new Toyota, you can go out and enjoy all your favorite summer activities. Sorry.
Get 3.99% APR for 48 months on many of Toyota's most popular models.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
And today's final touch, a new discovery is causing some excitement in the art world.
And it revolved around a Pablo Picasso painting, specifically a dog in his very famous Picasso painting. Conservators at the Guggenheim Museum in New York uncovered the canine hidden beneath the surface. I'm going to screw this up.
Le Moulin de la Galette.
Oh, is that a famous painting?
French.
Yes.
I took French.
Good for you. You should be reading this. The discovery was made during a technical analysis of the piece ahead of an exhibition showcasing Picasso's early works. The Guggenheim senior painter's conservator, Julie Barton, says they were able to generate an image of what the dog originally looked like using a technique that maps out the chemical elements of the painting. She adds, they're not sure why the famous Spanish artist chose to remove the hound from the painting, but she guessed it was too distracting.
Huh. Interesting.
It's amazing what they can do with technology.
Yeah. You know, that dog's having a good time. Waiting for some scraps.
Now you see him, now you don't. All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.